Hello, everyone in my non-existent audience. Welcome to another episode of Open Chat. And I know, folks, it's late. I get it, but I got to have a normal shift on Christmas Eve, but I had to pay for it today by doing, well, not overtime, but they started me at 9 and ended me at 6:30 and threw me off my groove. My numbers suck, and I get to have, my usual Tiffany panic from hell. I get. But anyways, hello, everyone. Hello, my one person, Sean B. Good to see everybody. So, a lot's apparently happened. Remember last Monday we went over the whole settlement agreement. And I am still trying to move past that court case that people keep trying to continue to bring up.
Hello.
Hello, SB Chan. Well, come up here, kitty. You want to say hi? There's the cat.
Nice.
Say hi, Mr. Cat. No, you don't want to say hi to the cameras. No.
That cat looks a lot like my cat.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a big kitty. But yeah, so we had to work tonight. We did 9 to 6:30, which threw me off my groove because I have a usual routine, and we all know what happens to autistics when you throw us off our routine. We generally we suck at life, folks. We basically might as well go back to bed because we are now an autistic fog brain and nothing's going to work right for the entirety of the rest of the day. It's just how it goes. I literally almost forgot to clock off. Yeah.
Look at this. I got a camera.
Nice.
I was going to use this at work to film all the violations and all the shit.
Hey, Rose! Good to see you. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I went out to my mom's, but I didn't get my gag gift till today. You probably can't see it, but it's, that's Jason Voorhees hockey mask. Says Friday the 13th. My brother's got a matching pair. And then my stepdad just decides to stare at us because your two's favorite holiday is Halloween. My brother just points at my mom. Well, she was born on Friday the 13th. What did you think was going to happen? But yeah, I had a good Christmas. Short visit, thank God. And thank God my mother is as antisocial as I am. So there was no bunch of relatives answering those invasive questions that they think is okay to ask people. Which is nice. It's good to get that when I'm older because God, all the relatives coming over at all hours of the day on Christmas used to just make my life suck. Anyways, we've got Ruth, we've got Sean B. So, yeah, I've been trying is the massive word here, to move past the case. Like, AH lost. She now has to pay him $1 million.
Oh, really? $1 million?
Yeah. Why are we still arguing this? Here's my point. Because I covered it. I did. And I stood very firmly behind him. The newspapers are going to continue to do what they're going to do. I could say this as an autistic because I've seen the shit they've put out about us year after year after year, especially in April. No amount of complaining, yelling, or trying to drown out their illogical bullshit is ever going to make them stop writing insane bullshit. If that could have happened, there would be no Autism Awareness Lighted Up Blue Month. It just simply wouldn't exist. Or if it did, it'd look a hell of a lot different. Because it'd be ran by us. But no, that's not how the media works, folks. They're going to keep defaming them. They're going to keep trying to run them into the ground for as long as people are willing to click. Even if you're just clicking on it to argue with them, it's still getting them a click. So they're going to keep doing it. And it keeps showing up on my timeline with her image. Where all I want it to do now, I just want her to go away. It's over now. She lost. Bye-bye. I mean, for God's sake, I'm fighting the JRC going on 14 years. People like Aspie Chan, they've been on for at least a year or 2 or 3.
I've been on for 5 years going after them motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a case with live kids who are still there. We got Agape. Kids are still there. And I get plenty of harassment from that. We all do. They attack us on every single social media outlet they can find. And don't forget, Neuroclastic. They're still trying to frighten them into taking their article down. Remember, they threatened a defamation lawsuit on them.
Hey, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Yeah, you showed me last time.
Pretty nice, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. I like my blades. Obviously, I like wearing pajamas with the slasher sword from the Jason movies. And I think we need to stop arguing about it. I think everybody is so used to arguing with these people and with these news outlets that it's just become a way of life and they don't know how to live without it. I mean, granted, it's been going on for 6 years. Granted. And I know I'm one to talk considering Matthew Israel is pretty much my white whale. Like, I get that. But it's final. Unless she does anything else fucking stupid, it should be done. She needs to go away, and we need to go about living the rest of our lives. And I would love it if some of the many people who follow me would quit sharing shit about her. Really would appreciate that. Because I don't care where she is. I don't care who she's friends with. It's enough for me to know that this idiot, supposedly a very smart blonde, is friends with Dr. Jessica Taylor, someone who firmly believes that autism and ADHD doesn't exist.
What?
Yeah, no, that's her buddy. She has a picture of her acting all buddy-buddy with AH. And she pissed off one of our non-binary compadres, Lyric. And she pulled up an article and shared it to the autistic community about little Miss Jessica Taylor. Oh, my God.
How did that go over for her? How did it go over for Miss Jessica Taylor after that? Huh?
You know, there's a lot of people that turn their backs on a little person by the name of AH, by the shit that her little buddy's been up to.
Hell yeah.
Particularly, she totes a degree that her alma mater does not have a program for. So, on her LinkedIn page, she says she has a degree in forensic psychology. The place she went to college for does not offer a program in that.
Hey, Tiffany.
So, yeah.
Wait, Jessica Taylor says autism and ADHD don't exist?
Yeah.
Tell them to show up at my place somewhere or whatever. Meet me somewhere. They'll know damn well it does indeed exist.
Now, I'll just let her spend a week with my former roommate, Sydney. Tell me ADHD doesn't exist. Have fun with that.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, quit picking and let news articles do what they're going to do. Their engagement comes from us. And here's the sad fact, and it's been true since the case was going on. You want to know who gives her more airtime than anyone else? Depp supporters. I hate to say it, but it's true. Even during the trial, they're the ones who kept putting her pictures out, speculating on her and her daughter and her friends and where she was and what she was doing. Image after image, speculation after speculation, put down after put down. Granted, what little look she had, which wasn't much in the first place. Again, I could have found 10 of her at T-Tech back in the day, just out there on the floor, just pointing randomly. But yeah, it's done. Who cares what she said about it? Anybody who's ever dealt with law for 2 seconds knows he won. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what these news people think. They're just going to keep doing it. And they're going to do it all the more the longer we keep engaging with it. It's a toxic cesspool. And speaking as someone who deals with the toxic cesspool that is the JRC and Agape boarding school and the rabbit holes that those lead to, if you think AH is corrupt, you haven't seen shit yet. Just saying. We need to get about living our lives. There's other cases, a lot of other cases, different causes. The fact that people who do have to live on disability would love to work a living wage. People who can work part-time don't want to be punished by having the government take back money from them for making a little too much. You know, let's not even get started on the fight against the workshops.
Sheltered workshops, yeah, them fucking suck.
That's been going on, folks, for decades. This is
Check
all the
this out,
fights
Tiffany.
that you don't hear about in the news. Oh, let me see. Is it a flare or?
That's a gun.
I know it's a gun.
Fires 43 caliber rubber, pepper, and other non-lethal projectiles.
I
CO2.
thought so. That's why I asked.
CO2. That way, if someone breaks into my house, I can get them the hell out without making my ears hurt like crazy, you know?
Yeah, then there's you, and then there's my mom, Mrs. Overkill. What do you mean her name is Mrs. Overkill? I mean, as in, like, she has an AK-47. That she was bought for her anniversary gift. It is her baby. I think she might pet it at night and call it her precious. All right, let's see what's going on here. Sean B. I'll admit that ever since the VA trial and Johnny won, I'll be keeping up with what fellow Depp supporters tweet because of a lot of them still do tweet about AH, and I'm sick of seeing it. Thank you. Yes, exactly. There are other not more important cases. I don't want to put it that way. There are other cases with live victims still stuck in their hellholes right now that are going on. Let's put it that way. He is safe. He won. Can I say it for the people in the back? One of our neurodiverse brothers won. Suck it up, rest of you neurotypical world. Suck it up and deal with it. We get to win every once in a while, you bastards.
Hell yes, we do.
And I said it from the beginning. If he wins, that's one win for every single last one of us. A lot of us who have been abused, and we didn't have the luxury to go against our abusers. We don't make a lot of money. We don't have the resources, so
I had to deal with them myself most of the time.
We were kind of living vicariously through him during that moment. Like, yes, one of us won. And yeah, by the time I went off stream with Captain Obvious and I shut the computer, I did kind of yell really loud, yes, one of us won. Suck it. I did. I couldn't help myself. But speaking of, I think I went in a little bit into it about how they've pushed the Agape case again down the road, all the way down to next summer. And yeah, basically nobody's doing shit. Just a whole lot of shit and smoke and mirrors were thrown up for during the election. And then when everybody got what offices they wanted, now they want the whole case to disappear. Yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. And you've got a lot of pissed off survivors. Some of them want to do a protest. Oh, looks like a Molotov.
It is. It is for a friend of mine who likes to play with fire.
Sounds like my uncle.
Yep. It's one of my coworkers who likes to play with fire. He's gonna like that.
My uncle once set a squirrel on fire. No, I'm not kidding. It was kind of an accident, and I feel horrible because I love animals, and that's a cruel thing to do. But on the other hand, watching your uncle like book it across the way over to Grand's house, because their house is like right next to each other back then. And we were just getting back, and he comes running across, and oh my God, look. And there goes the squirrel.
On
I'm
fire?
sorry, this may make me a horrible person. And I do feel bad for that squirrel. But just the absurdity of it. I'm afraid I lost my shit.
I would have too. I seen a cat run around with its damn tail on fire once.
Yeah, no, that would piss me off.
I know.
It did piss me off about the squirrel too, but I would probably laugh because it's awkward and I wouldn't be able to help it.
I got mad when my uncle was shooting at a cat with a paintball gun.
Yeah, no.
His own cat.
There's literally a show called Don't Fuck with Cats. It's beautiful. You should watch it sometime.
You definitely wouldn't want to fuck with my cat. She'd claw you up.
No. Brahma, he'd just look at you. Mrs. Napoleon complex back there will wreck your shit.
What'd she do?
Oh, she's Murder Cat.
Oh.
She has dwarfism, and that means she has a massive Napoleon complex. You got a tiny cat who will literally will cling to the ceiling. And her head almost does a complete Linda Blair head turned backwards almost.
Holy crap. That's a crazy
I've
cat.
said before, okay, if she starts puking pea green stuff, I'm done. I am taken out the door. And all you're going to hear down the street is, no! Like, no.
Oh, he is no.
You're going to start doing the freaky exorcist shit, I'm done.
Right?
Like, nope, I'm good.
Nope.
This is somebody who, by the way, loves horror films and worked in the Edinburgh Underground.
Same here, Tiff.
By the way, up in Scotland, Edinburgh Underground ghost tour, if you get the chance, do it. Do it. You have to. It is known as the most haunted place in the entire world. So, yeah, you got to do the thing. And it's really fun if you happen to be there with someone who's a Brit, who's supposedly an atheist, but as he keeps going down, he gets more and more terrified as you go down there. And you just, like, start using those old cliche, old movie things. The ghosts only have power if you give it to them. It's you freaking out that gives them their power. Yeah, I'm that kind of sarcastic bitch. Yes, I rubbed it in. I'm not sorry. I hung out with my brother way too much as a little child. I regret nothing. It was beautiful. Like, oh my God. But that was a breeze. What is it? We're in an underground city. There's going to be drafts. It happens. I haven't had a chance yet. There's a lot of stuff I haven't watched because I've been too busy monitoring this stuff and working. And just, I feel like I may start to block people. Like, I always said I wanted to go back to what I came to Twitter for the first damn place. And yes, I paid for the fucking blue check mark. You can make fun of me all you want to, but that blue check mark gets my shit out to more people. That's why I did it. That blue check mark means my videos and the other videos from all the other people fighting the fucking JRC and Agape boarding school get seen by a wider audience. So now you can sit there, this bitch paid for Twitter. Yeah, the $8 is worth it for the more people I can show how fucked up this is. So yeah, I did pay Elon. I'm not happy about it. I still want to punch him in the freaking gut, but I did it because it does give you the wider audience. They are getting seen by more people. My video views are slowly going up. Those on the ones that I link in my description box from the others are going up. So yeah. Yeah, I knew that. There's been quite a few people who've investigated the Scotland Underground. I love how at the end of it, get this, SB Jan, you want to know how they end the ghost tour?
How?
You got to do a shot.
A shot of what?
Shot of scotch.
Hell yeah.
And then there was, I was like 23 at the time. Now I'm stuck in Missouri. If I could go back there and just stay, I would. In like 2 seconds. Like you mentioned it, I wouldn't even pat bags about it. I'd go as I am. It's good. But yeah, that was. I haven't seen the video by Shrouded Hand. There's so many videos that I miss because I'm working. I have to try to catch up on the weekends.
Hey, Tiffany. JRC was pissed about one of their staff members getting their computer files corrupted the other day.
Well, you know what they say, fuck around and just saying. Oh, and I've been trying to catch up on the Manson case, too, in the middle of all of this.
Glenda Crook still hasn't stopped getting the spam texts either. She keeps getting them, having to pay the bill.
Well, considering she's an acolyte that drank the Kool-Aid and will not... By the way, so reading through one of Matthew Israel's defenses of the school... This was in one of my most recent videos. He sit there and went off about how all psychotropic drugs for those with real mental illness actually doesn't really help anybody at all. It actually does infinitely more harm, and they should do something else because it doesn't help. And I'm just sitting there, are you on fucking crack?
He probably was on something. Maybe not crack, but
my uncle
on some sort of delirium or dissociative, maybe.
I have an uncle. I won't mention his name. It's not my main uncle. He used to run a car dealership. It's another one. He has schizophrenia. If he did not have those drugs, there's no way in hell he could have led the normal life he's led. Like, dude, you want to take these people off their meds? All right. But yeah, when we hear how Matthew Israel died after taking some people with mental issues off their meds, nobody's gonna. I mean, I may come over there to piss and shit on his grave.
Same here. I would smear shit on his fucking grave in a heartbeat, and then I'd smash his grave with a fucking sledgehammer.
I mean, I don't give a shit. They'd be like, but that's pouring in AH. I'm like, if anybody deserves it, it's that bastard.
Yep.
I wouldn't even be sorry. That would be one act nobody would ever be able to shame me for.
Right.
But yeah, so dealing with all of that, a lot of the bigger accounts that followed the case have been saying the same stuff that the rest of us are. Like, let it go. It's over.
Hey, yo, Tiffany.
Yeah.
My ableist supervisor is pissed about the stink bomb in her bathroom.
Well, fuck around. And
Play stupid games and win stupid prizes.
There's a reason why only the call centers tolerate me around here. But I didn't do the pranks you did. I was more direct. You have violated this law, this law, this law, this law, this law. Should I go on? Let's talk about your kitchen standards.
Oh, no. What was wrong with your kitchen?
This wasn't even a place I was working in. This was me acting as an advocate on someone else's behalf. Like fucking boxes blocking the freaking fire doors.
What? That's a definite OSHA violation.
Yep, when I say they don't like me for a reason. Yeah, I don't fuck around. Hell, I called OSHA on my own former employees because they had black mold up on the ceiling. Like you
it's got black mold.
Like you could like the black mold was so bad, so old, and so much you could see it with the naked eye. And I sat right underneath that vent, surrounded by black mold. That would just blow on me. And I'm apparently extremely allergic. I woke up one day, my eyes were like swollen to about like this size of golf balls, and had so much gunk and muck that caked in and dried that I couldn't even open my eyes.
Poor thing. That sucks.
And yeah, in order to be able to open my eyes, I had to feel my way to the freezer and somehow manage to get some ice cubes and hold them on my eyes for about a good 4 hours straight. And then once that part started working right, I had to peel the goop that had been softened by the ice.
Off your eyes?
Yep.
Man. That must have been an absolute nightmare for you.
Yeah, it sucked. So I called OSHA on their asses.
What happened?
Well, I ended up leaving because I went to another call center after that.
You think they got citations for that?
I went to a place called Gold Mountain. Don't do it. They are not on the top. It is an outbound job from hell.
Guess what? Yeah, my job's got black mold everywhere. They have a lot of safety violations from broken equipment, broken safety stuff. Just it's hazardous. You know that?
Most places, a lot of these places are. That's why I prefer call center work, kids. From home, preferably. Because then I don't have to deal with basically what amounts to be high school never ends. You got your cliques, your freaking jocks, and ugh. And of course, there was me. Who did I hang out with? my fellow misfits who were just as angry as I was.
Same here. That's everybody on my shift. Even my damn supervisor. As a matter of fact. You know?
Now, and you know how our kind, we just tend to attract one another as friendships pretty quick?
Yeah.
Start looking around. So you're ADHD, you're autistic, you have problem with reading the dispo, so you're probably dyslexic. You, on the other hand, are just a strange neurotypical who likes us and drinks entirely too much Red Bull.
Right? That's funny.
There's always that guy.
Right?
Or like Miss Chloe, I survive on Monster, we all know.
I drank a lot of Monster too. Drink about 4 to 6 cans a day.
I love that girl. Everybody put hearts in the chat for poor Miss Chloe. She's got the Rona. Poor girl. Yeah, I had that. Like when it first came out.
I had COVID 3 times. It really sucks.
Like my face literally turned gray. Literally gray. And I was at work and I had like only an hour and 30 minutes to go. I can make it. I can make it. I can do this. Like hacking up half my lungs, and my like boss was looking at me like he felt like he should probably call an ambulance. Like, no, I got this. That's my workaholic ass. That is my workaholic ass. Just like, no, I can do this. Tiffany, you're half dead and you are on low oxygen. I'm fine. Get that for my mother.
Yeah, I once went to work when I haven't slept for like 3 or 4 days. Almost had an accident.
I did it in my 20s.
You did?
Well, particularly if it was one of those times where it was a holiday and I was going to hit downtown, because in my 20s, and that was before my HH gene kicked in. So I would come in, okay, truth-telling time. NPR, when I did that interview back, circa 08, 09, I was hungover as hell. I had spent the entirety of the morning underneath my work desk in my office with my coat over my head. They come in, I shoot out from under there, make myself presentable. Okay. What do you need? Well, NPR is going to do an interview with you. Pick up your phone. And what made that rant famous and why I know Jackson Bolt and Rochelle Roderick and a few other people in their little Hollywood sphere know about it was they mentioned Rain Man, Aspie Chan.
Yeah.
Fucking Rain Man. It's like the biggest no-no on the planet to do. It's bad. You don't do it.
When did I mention this?
Oh, this was circa 2008, 2009, and I was already hungover, and I was just pissed off at life. So I just, like, went off for about a solid hour and a half. I don't even remember all the shit I said, but apparently it's epic enough that people who recognize my voice and see me somewhere will walk up to me. Oh, my God, I remember you. You did that. And I'm like, oh, God, not you too. But apparently it was awesome. So. And I got to watch, well, I'll talk a little about Christmas. I got to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and mention it and watch while Gen Z's like, why are all your Gen X movies so horrible? I'm like, they're not horrible. They're magnificent train wrecks.
Hey, Tiffany. Sometimes when I'm in public, if somebody hears my voice, somebody will look my way, they'll look my way like, hey, like they recognize it from somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's where I get all of mine from that interview, because I went off, and this was before Andre McCollin's video went like viral, and I was talking about JRC, and I was bringing that into the conversation all the way back then. That was before the video. I'm very glad that back then, when I was hungover, I didn't have that video to give me more fuel, because it would have gone on for another hour and a half.
Or more. Right?
Christmas Vacation is a magnificent train wreck of epic proportions. I love it.
Yep.
It's like literally everything goes wrong.
Tell me about it.
Kind of like The Jerk. One of my favorite movies that is basically a train wreck is The Jerk. And the way that movie starts out is just... When you have Steve Martin sitting on a porch in overalls, and the first thing out of his mouth, this is The Jerk movie. Don't yell at me, YouTube. This is a movie. Go look up Steve Martin, the movie The Jerk. He starts out, I was born a poor black child. Like, of course, everyone's like, okay, white dude, go on. Because you know it's just going to be a massive train wreck from there. So, yeah. And they don't, like, but they're so horrible. My life is horrible. The only way you get through it is a little bit of humor. That's what those movies taught me. And so far, it has proven true.
Hey, Tiffany.
Yes, it is, Sean B.
Hey, yeah. Every time I go to the gas station, this has been going on kind of recently. Every time I've been going to the gas station before work, there's always been a cop there.
Oh, yeah. People get nuts this time of year.
There's always a cop there, like when I pull in, but as soon as I leave, the cop leaves.
But like back in November, I went up to the gas station to go get my gummies, my morning gummies, and I want my tea for the day. And I went up there, and the gas station attendant knows me, and he was just dead silent. There was another girl at the register, and I'm like, is he okay? She's like, oh, he was just held at gunpoint and robbed. Like, oh, shit.
There's too many damn thugs. Right?
I don't know if it's thugs. We've got a lot of people, like, Missouri used to be the meth capital of the whole
Now it's
entire
Kentucky.
planet.
Now it's Kentucky. Is the meth capital of the U.S. at least.
Well, now Missouri is the ones who have lost their gourd and sold their soul to the GOP. Why, I don't know. But I'm going to sue Dr. Fauci for what? What? Telling the truth? Yeah, that's my attorney general, by the way, folks. Eric Schmidt, the dude who refuses to prosecute the bastards at Agape. But he's completely happy with suing Fauci and losing, suing Biden and losing, and he's terrified, apparently, that kids get read story time by drag queens.
What?
Like, but it's grooming. Yeah, go tell that to the Agape kids, okay? Because those drag queens aren't beating and raping and sodomizing those boys. The Christians, so-called, who run that school are. Because if I had a choice between one of those so-called people at Agape, God-fearing, and the drag queen, I'm going to run to the drag queen.
Same here.
In fact, especially the ones out here and my area out in the Southwest are some of the most protective, just generally nice, accepting individuals I've ever come across that have the poor diagnosis of neurotypicality. Out of all the neurotypicals that I deal with on a general basis, some of the most kind and accepting individuals are those who do the drag shows, bar none. They protect the younger kids, just turned 21 and can drink. They particularly keep an eye on the girls. When the guys get too friendly, they're well known for that. Oh, but they're the bad guys somehow. But the agenda about how they just want to live, I don't get it. Not everybody has a damn agenda. Some of us are just trying to survive. As autistics, we don't have an agenda except one. We want to live, and we want to not live in poverty for the rest of our lives. It's not a whole hell of a lot to ask, and we'd like to not be shoved into schools or have bleach forced down our throats or have our brains irradiated. It's not much. We're not asking for impossible things here. Drag queens are awesome. And if I could corner one of the girls out in my area to get some makeup tips, in particular, I cannot get the eyeshadow with the eyeliner right to save my soul. I want to corner them, and I want them to okay, I'm going to need you to show me how to do this, and I'm going to need you to show me how to do this 100,000 times before it sinks in. But yeah, they're actually really decent, protective, very sensitive human beings. I've seen some of them participate out there in Toys for Tots. I've seen them raise money for a lot of the homes out here, the group homes, ARC. These are decent people. I even have the Garbanzos, his stepdad. They'll perform with full mutton chops in dresses and tutus and play New Orleans burlesque type music. It's actually quite fun to help raise money for places like DCO and some of the other more involved places for people with disabilities that actually give a shit about us. And ASAN, they've done ASAN for me as a favor. Them and Howie and the Hillcats did that a few years back. And yeah, they came out. Some of the drag queens who follow the band came out and kind of helped raise in and bring people in. I didn't see any of those bastards from Agape there.
That's good.
I'm just saying, their makeup game cannot be matched. Cannot be matched. I need lessons. No, they're really cool, and they're very protective. They helped watch over me when I was with my horror nightmare of an ex. Glad somebody was. But yeah. He's going after those, but continues to allow Agape and those boys to be suffered. And they did not do anything. So the whistleblowers that felt safe to come forward and speak to the DSS officials that were there during the short time they were there went and did their reports. Do you think that they provided a safe haven for those boys who came forward?
Probably not.
They're still there.
They're
with
still
the same people.
They're still in Agape being tortured, aren't they?
And if you think they don't know who told on them,
oh, they probably do.
Oh no, they know. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going on. Oh, but this is what we have to worry about. people sit the fuck down. These are the same people who just like Manson is a parody of you. That's what his whole persona is. If granted, I only know this because Dad and I researched this shit within an inch of his life, but my interpretation of what he goes out on there as on stage as, he's a mirror image of the rest of the world. Those ugly parts that they don't like to realize or face. And he's forcing you to look at yourself. So what's really interesting is these Christians who want to bring him down. He looks, he's demonic and all of that. Then you want to bring down yourself because that's who he's portraying on stage. He's betraying you folks. I've known that since, God, upper teens. Granted, I'm more of a thrash metal fan.
Well, I like more of a death metal and just hard rock.
Like Megadeth, Metallica,
those are
Pantera.
Good. Slayer's good too.
Yeah, I like a few others. I can't not like Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh,
and what they,
yes.
Especially
one of my
for
favorites.
what they stand for. I mean, I come from a family of veterans, and them constantly raising veterans issues up.
Five Finger Death Punch is really good.
My brother's trying to get me into Atreyu.
Hey, Tiffany. You ever heard of Vocaloid before?
Vocaloid. No, I have not.
Like Hatsune Miku?
I'm willing to imagine my brother probably has, though. I know Arch Enemy. Because I am. Yeah, it's just like when I was little, I learn who they are through my brother, and then I buy the crap out of their stuff. All right, so yeah, we've talked about a few things here. But let's see here. What else is going on? Well, there's always the JRC, which we still don't have any updates on that. Nothing's been said about that Congress bill to end the shocks. But I will say this.
Comcast refused to help suspend their website. They did not suspend it, which is complete bullshit. They're like, oh, it's on a separate server, so we can't access it, but it's still on our hosting services. I'm like, yeah, if it's on your hosting services, that means you can do something about it. You can indeed suspend them, stop giving them your services, you know?
I'm not going to rest until the school is closed. Because even without the shocks, if you watch my videos, you know, they're still doing those bizarre-ass behavioral rehearsal lessons where they will grab the kid randomly out of the nowhere by their shirt collar and threaten them in some way in order to trigger them into a behavior because they haven't had the behavior. So how can we correct it if they're not having it?
Well, if they're not having it, then it corrected itself. You don't gotta. Why would you intentionally cause meltdowns?
Exactly.
If you're
it might pop up once in a while. That's autism. It never goes away. There is no cure, and no amount of ABA bullshit or whatever the fuck that shit is ever going to stop it.
Right. That's awfully. Them people are dumbasses.
I haven't seen the Shrouded Hand video yet, Cement Shoes. I'm going to try to at some point. But yeah, no, they're still will do that. They're still going to starve them.
Which is really bad. That can get you arrested.
They're still going to make them do that food program where they force them to throw food away and force them to choke down liver powdered, whatever the hell that mash is. And as an autistic with sensory issues, I will tell you, if I had to choose between that and starving, I will fucking starve.
Same here.
I would rather die.
I'd probably attempt to eat a human first. Honestly, I'd attack the fucking staff in that situation.
Because
Knowing me, I'd rather do that than fucking die.
interesting thing about us, our sensory issues can be so bad that the kind of pain or discomfort or illness that it can cause us is way beyond what a normal person would feel. So when they try to tell you, but you have a lower pain tolerance than most, no the fuck I don't. I have actually
A lot higher pain tolerance than most.
I have a low pain tolerance, extremely low. I am hypersensory.
I'm very hypersensitive as well. Just some, like, to pain though. I don't know. It just hurts for a second and goes away after a while.
Yeah, I don't get that. I didn't get that part of autism. It hurts me actually worse than it would hurt one of my neurotypical peers who got the same sort of thing.
That's how it is for me too. And like for a short period of time, then it just goes away after a few minutes. It's
Okay,
weird.
I'm slightly jealous of that. Little jealous.
Like I
but-
feel the pain. I feel the pain really intense, but then it goes away after like a few minutes.
Yeah, no, I wish. Okay, cool. I will catch that. I will catch that probably a little bit after this.
You want to know what drives me nuts at work,
Oh, do tell.
Sarah? Tiffany,
Go for Yep, go ahead.
are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
The fluorescent lights drive me nuts.
Oh God, yeah, don't freaking
Damn
lie.
humbuzz. That
Okay,
damn buzzer
so-
noise.
When I was working for FedEx for one of their basically we did the paperwork for customs, make sure everything goes through customs, right? That was my job.
Right?
And I had the code in DOS. DOS. I don't. I felt like I was teleported to the 80s. Somebody please bury that memory deep so far my memory banks that I have to be shot to remember it. But that's not the point. They were doing work on the other side. Like they had stuff up where it couldn't, sawdust couldn't fly on us, but just the sound. This is how bad my sensory is, folks. The sound was enough that it was bad enough that I had a physical reaction. My body burst into hives. My face, neck, arms, everything. I was completely covered in hives, and I had to leave. And I had to stay gone until it stopped. That was just from a sound. Literally a sound.
Some sounds can do similar things to me, but instead of like me breaking out in hives, I physically my body just jolts up out of the way. I just run, just start fucking running. I just get out of there, which isn't good.
Yeah, no, I did. I maybe worked there for about a year before I ended up getting out of there because, it wasn't me. I had a boss who really didn't. You just don't fit in with the others. You're not out there talking with people during lunch.
Yeah, that's.
And of course, I
being
came for it
autistic.
straightforward. I'm like, honey, I did full disclosure. I am autistic. I'm not here to socialize. I'm here to work. I come in, I do my job, I do the files you give me, I go home.
Right.
I don't care what's going on in these people's lives. I don't care who's doing who to whom in the bathroom. I don't
What?
care.
What
Yeah.
were the,
That kind of stuff went on.
I found used condoms under machines at work.
Yeah,
On-
I don't. This sort of shit that we tend to not care about, y'all.
Yeah,
We're there to
it's bad.
do a job. That's it. That's all we're there for. We've got our friends outside of work. That's when we go hang out. We're there to do a job.
It
Well,
definitely.
this woman ended up to deciding that I falsified paperwork. There was
Huh.
no evidence ever shown to me that I had falsified the paperwork. To this day, there's been no evidence. And when she said, "But you said you put something different than what the caller said," I said, "No, I didn't. Listen again." But I ended up getting fired up for it, and I never got to work for FedEx again.
That's bullshit. Fuck FedEx.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
that
be
happened.
fed. I'm fed up with FedEx now. I won't use their shipping services no more.
So, yeah, that happened. And then my next job was CSLLC. That wasn't so, they accept me. There's real call centers is a collection of preps who never really did anything after high school, and the misfits who are too smart for our own good, but nobody will hire us. You've got your goths, you got your punks, you've got your out and out fucking metal nerds like moi. Hell, the way I used to dress at work, they used to call me the what did they call it? Corporate goth. Corporate goth. So I had like at least 3 different colors in my hair. I think red, black, blonde. And I wore the black suits and the black pants, and I had this like black choker I always wore. And that was me, corporate goth. But yeah, those were the people I hung out with. I hung out with the misfits. Those are my people. You really do. And in these centers, like, it really is high school. It is high school. I do like working from home because then I just hang out with my friends when I hang with them. Most
You
of my
don't have to
friends,
deal with the nonsense, do you?
they're in completely different states. My best friend, she's out on one of the bases out in Colorado Springs. I don't get to see her very much,
Hey,
unfortunately.
Tiffany.
Hmm.
Wait, can you actually? You said you're hypersensitive, right?
To Sensoria.
Yeah. Can you? Could you hear like a router working and stuff? The sounds that a router makes and from the other room and stuff, like a Wi-Fi router.
As long as there's no background noise, yeah.
Same here.
By the way, I don't want to discuss what those 90 computers sounded like when we
Oh
were
man,
living in.
that would give me a headache.
Oh, you want to know how long a download used to take? There's
Hours.
reasons why those memes exist. The whole, yes, this is going to be done in about 60 years. Just leave me alone. Oh God, the days of Napster and when it took like a whole 2 days to download a song. Granted, I never used Napster.
I I wasn't around
I
when
just
that was
didn't have
up.
the patience. That was my problem. It wasn't that I was against it so much as I just didn't have the fucking patience to wait that long. I'm like, I can sit here and wait, or I can go take the bus to the mall and grab the CD right now and have it in there about at least a day and a half before that finishes downloading a single song. So I was an impatient little thing. Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks. It's been about an hour. I appreciate everyone here coming here to listen to me rant and blow off steam. Thank you, SB Chan, for coming on.
All right.
We will be doing this again probably a little bit longer next Monday. It's going to be around the usual time. As always, I do hope you all have a good one. I will go ahead and keep this open so I don't lose that share of the hand video. You guys have a great night. You too, Aspen Chan. See you later, everyone.